The beat is the heart and soul of any music you hear. The beat is the heart and soul of any music you hear.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, put your hands on the radio. It's time for the beat.
Welcome to the beat. We're here. We got a great show for you today. We're going all the way to Cuba. We're here with some Bata drummers. I'm just gonna let them talk to you and tell you all about the group. Here goes my bud, Oscar. Tell us about your group, Oscar.
Well, hi everybody. Bata drums. Well, we are part of the group in the DC area and Maryland community. And we've been working for almost 10 years with the name of ALAFIA. So ALAFIA in the Yoruba language, means different things, but we just decide to use them for the happiness, And then, as a dancer, that's my main specialty. I trying to always keep everything together, like the tradition, religion, and also the Bata drums do. To keep the group, the community always happy. That's what I decided.
So where does the tradition come from?
Well, specifically in Africa, from the west part of Africa, Nigeria, basically, with the most influence from another area, but the more cycle, style, or line that we developed was like Yoruba land. And that's what they coming, in the Afro-Cuban tradition, they're really important, focus in the Bata drums, dance for the rituals, that involve, religion, faith, mythology, etc. But what we're trying to develop or to keep working, do not let lose the tradition that we keep with us for many years, long time ago, without the language. But today you see that we also try to incorporate that in the new part of the words, different language. So in Cuba we don't have the complete language, but we have the strong faith and the roots of the things that help us keep it for many years. And that's why today more than before, we have more access to know about it, because this was something really controlled before, part of the religion. But later, after, in Cuba, they create the Conjunto Folklórico Nacional. This is a national company for the Afro-Cuban. They start, open more for the public, the people. And then everybody start getting more confidence to do it. With a couple of confidence in the beginning, because it was a secret things that nobody want to reveal. But little by little, they choose some element. Today's the good thing is that we have more content, more information, we respect. When I moved to this area, to DC, specifically Maryland, just really close to Mount Rainier, we was part of the institution that we call LAFI, Latin American Folklore Institute. When I met for the first time, a couple of members, but especially one of the members here, the founder.
Yeah, let's get everyone to introduce themselves.
Well, here on my right side, I got Luis Marin, Esudina. We have Kumasi. We have Will Anderson. We know more from Shegun. I know my name is OSCAR ROUSSEAUX. And the new member, you. So that's the idea. And more, the ALAFIA Dance and Drums, the concept was with another dance company led by Marieta Olacia, was the Cuban musician woman, that she got the idea with Luis and another member to create, the area of the place when everybody can come and know more about our culture. It's not only, not only Afro-Cubans, right? In reference to the orichas, that everybody think immediately Afro-Cuba is only Yoruba dance, oricha dance. It's in general, dance rumba, the Congo cycle for the Bantu area, the Calabar, etc. Different places, but they focus because have too many colors. The dance for the orichas, the basis in the element of the nature. And the rich things of this special drum part that was the name of Bata. You can see now 3 members, Ijailu, Itotele, and Okonkolo. We also have another one that we use only for ceremonies or ritual that we call Elekoto. But you see,
I just want to ask one question about it. So that drum, is that drum a lower or a higher drum? Where does it fit in the pitch?
Well, this drum is deep things to sing, but it's really high because what he trying to do was like put together every different area rhythms that sometimes was not impossible but hard to put together. So they trying to represent the traduce with his language and also catch another area language or dialect, to put in practice like a mass. And then with the excuse to keep everybody together and to know got any, division.
This is the 4th drum you were talking about. The 4th drum.
Well, the 4th drum, the elekoto.
Yes, you see, I've only seen 3, and
basically is like a mini representation of those
it's a mini.
3.
Okay, so it's a higher drum.
A higher drum.
Okay.
We have the specific, one is drummer, to talk. But we consider that this is a talking drum because they specifically focus in the language. They also keep the language there in one specific rhythm or section that we call oro. Some people say oro, oru, it's a fundamental rhythm, story based in poem, the catching for different cycles in the Yoruba language, keeping the tradition depending on different areas. And they catching everything here, keep it, and then playing one specific part when we do the religion or the ritual part that we call tambor. So they call huemilere. We call tambor, in the Hispanic side. Do it. So elekoto is something that we don't show every time because basically this is the component. Ijailu, Itotele, Omele, or Konkolo.
And so when you're playing, the which drum, in some traditions, we would say that the top drum plays solo, or in this tradition, which drum would play?
Well,
when there's three drums, which drum would play?
It's important to talk about that because it's a family. Nobody's more important than the other one. Musical, when we start playing, consider sometimes that this one in the middle have the lead position called Iyesa, Ilu, like a mother, responsibility. Later than that, totally. But as a drummer, as a batalero that we call, as an Afro-Cuban, I said that one of the most important in these three is that one, on my left side, totally, because the drums are always talking. He's in charge to identify, to represent, to connect the athlete, to make the people, understand the language, followed by the okonkolo, it's basically like a paddle, like the clave, like metronome, to control the speed, and the meaning and the context of the conversation.
That's interesting. You said it's like the clave. That's
the clave. The way you use the clave today to get easy to the rhythm. But this is the language. So this is a spiritual and it makes sense that we don't need clave to talk. But when we play, we try to get that groove things.
Cadence.
Cadence things. Combine, it's a magic thing happen because we talk, we narrate some story, and then some of the time we have a dancer in front.
Well, speaking of the dance and the ceremony, what rhythm are you going to do first for us?
Well, today we have like traditional. We always need to start with one with the name Elewa or Eshu. So we have the first rhythm that we call La Topa. In two sections. We can play La Topa as a oru, where we supposed to not stop when we play because that's the role for the drum. And later we can play La Topa with the song, with the singer, a poem, with the leader. That's what we call open.
And each rhythm represents an orisha, right?
The orisha.
Yeah.
Orisha can be a place, an element, it's nature. So in specific when we talk about Lewa or Eshu, we consider the beginning of the things, the light, the road, and then later we focus in different places, crossroad, hill, the life, like beginning and the end, alpha and omega.
Good.
That's it.
Well, what we're going to do is, we had a chance to catch up with them a while earlier and we recorded them. And we're just going to listen to this and take a listen to it, and we'll be right back.
Well, this is La Topa for Elewa, the first orisha, and we play the first part in the Ya to call, they say. And then later we have the second part, the answer in the totally. Let's start. And continue with your concolo. I go with two. We combine everything in the conversation, starting with the Yailu, follow with Itotele, and continue with Okonkolo. For example,
Welcome back to The Beat. We're here. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. We're having a great time. Hey, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about culture, learn a lot about music. We're just going to continue on. Now, what's next?
Well, the next order is the Orisha is Ogun.
Ogun, okay.
Ogun, the metal. One of the older Orishas also, the strong,
Mm-hmm.
the iron. But Ogun always, when we play that with the batá, we can play with different instruments, but with the batá specifically, we try to focus everybody that we working, the workshop, with hammer, sawgrass, steel, noise,
Mm-hmm.
things falling on the floor. And with up and down, accent, cadence, trying to give this change, let the people get distraction, and they give you power with this intention, like the other, another orishas, to get the climax, to make like the people really understand how powerful is the orisha when he trying to represent the people's working, the doctor also, saving
Mm-hmm.
with the community, to support, with the powers of the nature, the earth, the world, metal is really diverse orisha. But so boom, that we know in the second position, always followed by Elewa, because we consider that they have the specific order. Like we did Elewa first, and then we'll go second one, and we continue with different ones after.
So when you have a session, you go
Yes.
systematically through.
Systematically.
Do you go through all the orishas, or do you?
Well, that's things that change because
Mhm.
depend the orisha that we focus, the one we let it. We dedicate every time the celebration for one specific orisha that you adore.
Mhm.
So in case that we do for example, Batala or Shango, we know that we have the specific order, and then we finish. We let the orisha to the last position with the meaning of look at how everybody make together to celebrate for you.
So the orisha that you're honoring is the last orisha in the ceremony.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So you got to climax it to there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's the
yeah.
idea.
But there's different climaxes throughout the toques. So everything is done by the sign. Like he stated before, everything is open with Eshu because Eshu represents the one who opens all roads or paths. He's the one who leads everybody forward. He's the one who can either give permission for everything to continue or can close the path for anything to go through. Everything is done by the sign. Ogun follows next because Ogun represents civilization into society. He's the one who was credited from turning the agrarian society that was a Yoruba culture into a more developed and modern culture. So in a sense, Ogun is now, Eshu has opened the road, but Ogun is the one who's actually leading humanity into bettering themselves. Followed by Oshosi, which will be the next one, who's a tracker, who's the one who's making sure that the path that is being taken is the correct one. And successively, all the orishas that come thereafter, the Oru is created with a particular design and a particular mission in mind. I mean, and everything ebbs and flows. Everything is brought up to a certain crescendo, and then it drops down, and it's brought back up, and then it comes to a climax, and then it comes to an abrupt end, but then it picks up, and then it ebbs and flows, and then there's a sort of jostling of rhythms, and that's to keep not only the crowd interested and the crowd, wanting more, but also it's a way of harnessing the different energy of the orisha. Some have to be appeased or placated in a particular manner. Some need a very rough and very pungent way of being drawn back to earth. Others prefer a more softer, gentler.
So I just have a question. Who makes those calls within the group, or is there? It makes a call what orisha is going to be.
He will, because he's in the lead. Like he said, every drum is intrinsically connected with each other, and they are all dependent on each other. They basically, like he said, this one keeps cadence, The itotele is the one who really converses, but the Iya is the one who calls. Mom rules. Iya will make the call and will actually, the rhythms are defined by specific calls that he will make, and the drummers will know. We'll know what the call is, and we can change. And even the actual order that he said, you play a particular set of orishas and then you end with the orisha that is being appeased or the orisha that is being honored. That itself can change, because if you want to salute an elder priest who just walked into a room, you can actually go back to one rhythm that you play with. You can actually jump forward to a rhythm in order to show your respect towards that elder that had just walked in the room. So it's actually very fluid. It's not as static as most people think. It's more dynamic than.
And when you're changing rhythms, you don't really stop. You just would call for different rhythms.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
And you
just
can
keep
actually
the
go
flow.
back.
He would change the rhythm.
You can actually
Okay.
go back to
so
where
it's a
you
constant thing.
cut.
Okay, yeah. So it can go on for hours.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Oh,
yeah.
it can go on for days. It can go on for days.
Yeah.
And to piggyback on what you asked about soloing, there's no soloing. Because once she makes the call or a specific phrase, I must answer with a counteracting or similar phrase. So basically we're carrying on the conversation. We're interdependent. It's unlike Guinea-Bissau drumming or djembe. You have the soloist and everybody's playing the bass rhythm. No, we're interlocked.
And he's making the main call. And you do a response.
Responding immediately. Because it's a repertoire. It's you know this is a beat. Initially when we start off, we start learning the rhythms. As we dissect the rhythms, we start learning writing sentences. And then we develop our own dialect.
Then you write a book, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when we start calling the orisha or appeasing the praying, because we're actually playing a form of the Yoruba language. Right? We're praying, basically. That's what it really boils down to.
Well, let's hear some Ogun. We're going to take a little break. We're going to let him play a little bit, and we'll be right back.
The next rhythm is Ogun. Ogun ye. And then continue with Itotele. And then Okonkolo. The completely conversation starting in Iyesa.
The beat is the heart and soul of any music you hear. The beat is the heart and soul of any music you hear.